Hello, I'm Jay Nabe, and you're listening to Music Talk number 3. Today I'm going to be talking about why collaborations are really important as a musician. So for a case study, I'm going to be doing myself. I recently released a song featuring Canibus, a really big Jamaican rapper. So I released a song with him and it just hit the Spotify algorithm and just went nuts. So yeah, it was a pretty great experience for me, but collaborations are really big as a musician. So for me, I get a lot of features with other artists that are bigger than me because it helps with me being able to tap into their fan base. Because you're able to release music that their fans of that artist are going to listen to, and they're going to listen to your music most likely. So you can kind of like siphon off some fans to listen to your music, and it helps you tremendously. But obviously, you as an artist have to be able to match what the other artist is bringing in on the feature. So you have to be able to make the track seem like you're on the same level. Because if the feature is really well, and your part is just like not that great, their song's not going to do that amazing. And then you should collaborate with songwriters too and give them like splits. So like songwriting splits, if you're not familiar with that, usually when you work with songwriters, they take a split. They might take it up front for you too, but obviously you want to have people giving you different ideas to make hit songs. Because I was reading the book called The Hit Song Machine recently, and it talks about how like all the top songwriters are in Sweden. So they wrote all the hit songs. It's just like a collaboration of just like Swedish songwriters, and they were making all these hits. So it's important to work with songwriters, and that's probably something I need to work on more, but I've been writing most of my songs recently just by myself, so that's what I've been doing. But that's definitely something to work with. And then audio engineers are pretty important. If you don't audio engineer yourself, try to find audio engineers that are on your side and can give you input into like your style of music or help you get the best out of your recordings when you're delivering your lines. And cover arts from people who are graphic design artists is very helpful too, just to get those eye-appealing things, to get that going for you. So I feel like collaboration is just super important, especially with just collaborating with other artists. Just make sure to collaborate with artists bigger than you. I guess that's pretty easy to do when you're first starting out, but make sure that when you're like, when they like give you a price for the feature, like if they're saying like $1,000 for a feature, it's always negotiable. So try and negotiate them down, and then try to get them down to a price that you're better with, that you think is more fair. And when you're paying for these features, make sure that you're paying through like PayPal, and then PayPal as for goods and services. Because the problem is a lot of these rappers are gonna ask you for like Cash App or like Venmo, but the problem with those is when you pay through those services, you don't have any kind of, you don't have any kind of protection on your money. It's like sending them cash. So if you send like a rapper like $1,000 for a feature through Venmo or Cash App, they don't send you anything, you're kind of screwed. So you can pretty much kiss that $1,000 goodbye. So that's why you never do that. You always pay through PayPal and for goods and services. So that's what I always do when I get features. There's a lot of rappers out there that will literally just like take your money and run off with it. But that's just something you have to be aware of. And if they say, no, I won't do PayPal, then just don't get a feature from them, because most of the time it's not, I mean, nothing good's going to happen out of that situation. But yeah, like a really good way to get features for cheaper is through Anno Domini. I'm a huge advocate for them. Like they have beat packs sometimes where they have like features from pretty big artists. The most recent one was from Ritz. I just picked mine up yesterday. So that's like a life hack as like rapper to get like bigger artists on your tracks. So yeah, that's definitely a big thing. But when you're starting out, it definitely helps to get bigger features just to get that exposure to your name. Because like a lot of people will say to buy like Facebook ads or like Google ads. I went that route before, but it's not really sustainable because you have to keep like putting money into it all the time for it to like generate money back for you. And I think it's a losing scenario because like once you stop the ads, everything goes down from where it started. But like when you get a feature, sometimes artists will even add promotion into that from their own thing, so that'll help you. And then like listeners or as people who are listening to it in the first place organically, just because you have a bigger artist on there. So I think that does loads more for you than advertising. That's my stance on it. And if you disagree, you can comment down below your reason why. But I don't really agree with like Facebook ads and Google ads. They never seem like they were too beneficial for me. I mean, it helped with like discoverability and stuff like that. But unless you have a big budget, it doesn't really help you in the long run. I'd rather spend money on like a feature from an artist to make my music better than just like spend money on ads. It doesn't really benefit me as much. But that's been my like scenario with the feature with Canibus. I hit the Spotify algorithm, so that helped me a lot. Just having a bigger artist on there and tapping into that fan base. So it's definitely possible to happen. You just gotta keep pumping out music. So I do the Rust method, so I release a song a week. And I'll check real quick to see which how many songs it was before I hit the Spotify algorithm. So I'll check that real quick for you guys. Let's see here. So, I'm taking a look at my Spotify discography here. So, it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, I had 8 singles until I hit the Spotify algorithm on Welcome to Life. So, like, having, with Spotify, releasing a lot is, like, a great way to up your chances of hitting the algorithm. And having a completed profile. So, like, the profile pictures, your description, your profile gallery. Like, you have to have Spotify all filled out because it's just like a social media website. So you need to have everything optimized so that shows that to Spotify that like you're a serious artist and you're bringing like something beneficial to their platform. Because that's what they're looking for. They're looking for people who can keep users on the app and making them money and generating them revenue. But with Spotify, a big thing is to make sure that you're always submitting to the editorial playlist. So like when you release a song, so I drop on Friday and I also distribute through my TuneCore on Friday. So by the time it comes to like Wednesday-ish, it shows up in like your upcoming on your Spotify for artists. It shows up with for pitching to editorial playlist. I always pitch, even though I don't know if it's done anything yet for me. But it's always that slim chance of getting on an editorial playlist. I think it's worth it just to have someone on Spotify to listen to your song. I don't know if it gives you an advantage or not, but at least it's a shot you want to take because you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. So that's definitely something I would go for. So features for me have been really beneficial. Sometimes they're hit or miss, but I'm not too sure yet because I'm only 9 weeks into releasing music. I've only been rapping for about a year and 3 months now. And I got a hit song in my eyes with Canibus. Welcome to Life featuring Canibus if you haven't checked that out yet. It's a really good song in my opinion. Spent some good time on it, but yeah, that's worked out really well for me. And it's just getting to know people in the music scene. Like, for me, in my experience, like pretty much everyone I talk to in the music scene has just been really nice. So it's just great to know that there's other people like behind the scenes making music like you are. So you just don't feel like as lonely. Because this could be like a pretty lonely thing when like you're making music and everyone else is just like working a regular job. So it's like good to know that like other people are listening to your music too. But a pretty exciting thing that happened to me when I checked my TuneCore was apparently someone bought a copy of Kansas City Throwdown from the iTunes store, so that's really dope. That's the first single that I've sold. So I'm experiencing what it's like to be a successful musician, I guess. But yeah, that was exciting for me because I was like, I've been focused so much on streams because that seems like so much, like it's more common nowadays than buying singles, but I guess buying singles is still a thing. So hopefully this music thing starts being profitable for me, but I'm a huge advocate for getting features, as long as you're not spending too much for them. You have to spend what you can afford. Another thing that is like pretty good when you're first starting out is buying beats with hooks or verses from BeatStars. One person who has a really big BeatStars with hooks is a she official, so it's SHE official. I don't know, I'm pretty sure that's where BeatStars is, or just look up SHE BeatStars. It should show up when you look her up. But she has like really nice hooks and stuff like that. I can pull one up right now real quick. Let's see here. I'll figure out what her BeatStars is real quick. But she's got a pretty big following. She's a Canadian singer. Oops. Gotta search. Musicians. Okay, so she goes by SH3 on BeatStars, so we'll listen to one real quick. Here's one right here. This is called Lines with Hook. Yeah. I really want to rap on this. Feeling like a nice day today. Feeling like I wanna fade away. Ay. So usually when you get a hook from her BeatStars, usually you can message her on Instagram. She'll give you a little shout out on her Instagram stories for like a little promotion thing. So yeah, that's Music Talk number 3 on why features are so important. If you want me to cover any other topics, you can comment it below. But thanks for watching, and this is Jay Nabe out.